What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Dane DeHaan film, A Cure for Wellness. A Cure for Wellness is directed by Gore Verbinski of Pirates of the Caribbean fame. He did the first 3 of those films, along with Dane DeHaan and Jason Isaacs in the 2 lead roles. It tells the story of a man who is a member of a high-up financial corporation, and when one of their board members refuses to leave this spa that he has been at, they send him to go retrieve him, and when he gets to this sanctuary, as it is called, he starts to notice very odd things and is forced to stay there because of an accident and really starts to become engulfed in the lore and the mystery of this place. A Cure for Wellness was honestly a welcome change of pace in filmmaking. I think that in terms of horror, mystery, suspense, everything like that, we've sort of shied away from the not necessarily big budget, but big setting, very epic almost in that sense. Like films like The Shining and Shutter Island, they've become less and less common because of the amount of money they require, and they rarely make that money back. A Cure for Wellness, though, embraces that fact and does it quite well. The setting of this movie is the Swiss Alps. I doubt it was actually filmed there, but regardless, the setting is very vast in this film, and it's extremely detailed and intricate, and it's very beautiful. All of the settings and the wide shots of the environment that they're in are gorgeous. The woods, the buildings that the film takes place in are all really, really great. Dane DeHaan really shows his acting capabilities in this film. I've always enjoyed Dane DeHaan, and I think that he's a young talent that will continue to grow and grow in Hollywood, because he has this very different aesthetic from most of young Hollywood, and he really, really fit in this movie, and I thought that he was absolutely perfect throughout it. His acting is on point, and he also really encapsulates this lost person, this person that feels like they don't know what they're supposed to be doing next, but they refuse to stop, and they will persevere. Jason Isaacs, most notable for playing Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter films, plays the director of the sanctuary in this film. He does a great job playing the very creepy doctor character who you don't really get a vibe for what he's really doing there for a very long time. When he's introduced, he seems like a really nice guy, but the more and more you learn, the darker and darker it seems. Verbinski's direction was really awesome as well. The way he handled the settings, the way he handled shooting inside of the sanctuary, and all of the different rooms inside the sanctuary. I don't want to spoil anything about this film, which I never do, but it's just this movie is so intricate, and there's so many details throughout the entire film that play a part each in their own little way, and the way he was able to handle that with the camera and show us all of the little details that we needed to know to put this story together was really exemplary, and I really enjoyed the way that he handled the setting because he had this very beautiful wooded area to work with, and I think he used it to his advantage. Now, this movie is not a horror film. I think it's very much so being shown that way. Maybe to some people this movie would be extremely terrifying. I saw it more as a mystery, though, that has horror elements and thriller elements to it. It's very well done. The story is pretty original. It definitely has reminiscence of The Shining and Shutter Island films like that, but it does it in a different manner, so I still thought that it was fresh and enjoyable to see on screen, and all of the twists and turns and the way that you have to take little pieces of the story that you know and combine them with little pieces you gain later is a really fun way to watch a movie. The issues with this film are sort of the same. It's that this movie's 2.5 hours long. This movie is the same length as like a great epic, and I think that that's what it's trying to be. It is definitely trying to be a horror epic. And I think that it fits that description partially. But the pacing is a little slow at times and it drags at certain points. And then to go along with that, films like The Shining and Shutter Island, which I keep comparing it to those because I think it is so similar and so comparable to those films, is that they like to tell the audience enough. They tell you enough to really pull you in so that way at the end of the film you feel like maybe you have a slightly different view of it, but you and another person still have the same general idea. Where this film is kind of all over the place. While the story pulls you in and it really intrigues you and you want to learn more about this world, and all of these different things keep happening throughout the story, at the end of the movie when the credits roll, you don't really have an idea as to what truly was going on. I have an idea in my head, but I assume the people that were in the theater with me had totally different ideas, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it makes it so this movie is something you can watch multiple times to pick up on more and more little details until you finally decide what you think it's supposed to be. And to me, I have my idea, and my idea is probably different than a lot of people's ideas. But that is both a strength and a weakness, but I think in this film it leans more towards weakness because so many aspects of the story are not explained enough to where everyone in the theater could at least get the same general idea. I'm gonna give A Cure for Wellness a B. I thought that this was a visually stunning horror thriller film with a really good performance from Dane DeHaan and its very intricate story. This is a movie that even though I didn't fully understand it and I maybe didn't love it, I will definitely rewatch this film at least one more time once it gets released to try and piece together more of the story and see if I can understand it, and maybe after I do that I will truly love this film. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this review, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of A Cure for Wellness, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and I hope to see you guys later.